My name is Donna Barke. I was diagnosed with endometrial cancer in July and underwent a hysterectomy and then was prescribed, I guess, to continue treatment with chemotherapy and radiation. I believe it was right when I was started meeting with Lindsay over at the Cancer Center. She mentioned that they had this starting it and just got it or hadn't had any use of it yet, and said that I would be a candidate to try it, and gave me the information and went from there. I did my first treatment was radiation with 2 chemo treatments within it, but they weren't concerned about the hair loss with that treatment, and that was in August and September. So then my next treatment was the Taxol carboplatin in October, November, December. So I started, it was 4 treatments, 3 weeks apart, and I started it then in October, the end of October. From what I understand, yes, absolutely. From what I read and what they told me, even the nurse practitioner, I believe, that within 14 days of that first treatment, I would see a significant hair loss to the point where it would be coming out in clumps, and I would probably just want to shave what was left. And instead, it was about 18 days in, which is kind of went right just with what Paxman said would happen. I noticed that it got, I started shedding, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't coming out in clumps. It was just more than normal. And that kind of went for, I would say, the first treatment. It probably went up till the second treatment. It was kind of pretty consistent with that amount, but by the third treatment, it slowed down a lot, and yeah. I think, what it did for me probably was I finished my treatment December 28th was my last chemo, and now I feel like I'm back to normal. And otherwise in fact, I have a haircut scheduled for tomorrow, and if I hadn't done it, I would still just be wondering when my hair's coming back, and I wouldn't be feeling very normal at all. Not terrible. I would say, they talk about the first 10 minutes you feel like you have an ice cream headache, and that's a pretty good description. I just took one Aleve about a half hour before it would start, and after the first 15 minutes, it really wasn't bad, and my treatments actually lasted I was in the cap usually for 6 to 7 hours. So the machine itself would need to cool down, not warm up, but cool down. And then I would get ready to put the cap on, which meant wetting my hair down with a spray bottle and then putting conditioner on. And then and the nurse was really great about helping get it on right. We would put the first cap on, which is the cooling cap itself, I guess. And then that's the part that runs the liquid through and cools it. And then on top of that, she would put the other cap that kind of tightened it all down. And then she would use the bungee cords to adjust that to make sure it was really tight and fit well. And then she'd plug it in and get it going. Anytime I needed to, get up to use the restroom or get a cup of water or something, I could just unhook it myself and walk away and take care of that, and then hook it back up when I got back to my chair. Oh, just thank you. They were awesome. They were so good about, everything, but with the Paxman, there's like a 90-minute cool down period afterwards, and so basically my treatment's done, but I got to get through this 90 minutes, and they were very gracious about getting through that and helping and all of that. And yes, just wonderful, wonderful. As far as the Paxman, I would say research it and seriously consider it. I would definitely recommend the use of it, for sure. Nope, I'm just glad that my journey for now is on the other side of things and that my life is getting a little bit back to normal.